Hey, let's set up a tent. And I have a Kelty Late Start we're going to use because it has features that are fairly standard. You'll find it in a lot of tents. So in your bag you have everything rolled up. This will be the main part of the tent, and the fly, the stakes, and the poles. And of course in there you have instructions. I highly recommend looking at the instructions and doing all of this in the backyard or the dining room before you get out and need to put it up quickly when a storm's rolling in. I've also brought the footprint along for us to use. So let's get the footprint out. Doesn't really matter which way you put this. I'm using a one-person tent, which is why this looks so narrow, and you'll see that it's a little wider at one end than it is at the other to save weight. We have our footprint down to help protect the floor, and now I'm going to throw the tent down. And with Kelty, they have a color-coded system. One blue, I don't know if you can see that, blue corner instead of red like all the others goes into a blue corner instead of red like all the others. So if I get this correct, I should be able to take the blue side, grab the end, and put my tent on top of the footprint. The next bag is your poles, and Kelty has some nice aluminum, fairly lightweight poles for the money. Get these straight. They should kind of click together under gravity, and then just fix the last couple. While I'm doing that, I'm going to put these poles across from corner to corner the tent. There's shock cord inside these poles that holds them together. Across on top of the tent. Now, many tents are going to have different styles of corners, but on this particular tent, there's a sleeve, but it's just a short sleeve. We don't find sleeves all the way through the poles until we get to much larger tents most of the time now. And this has an option to use it or not, but we're going to use it because that's the way this one was designed. So I put that in here. Often there's just a grommet where I would bring the pole down and put it in a grommet here. But on this one, we're just slipping one corner and the next corner into the pocket. All right, we come around to the other side, and whichever tent pole is on top, I'll take first. On this, with the sleeves that it has, I have to open them up. I'll hold on to that, and I'll grab this tent pole quite low, down near where it will be the ground, bend it up. Don't worry, you won't break it, and put it in the sleeve. We can see that starting to take form, but we don't need it to take form yet. I'll grab the other one nice and low, and the same thing here. They're going to cross, get it in to the sleeve or the grommet or whatever. At this point, you have a freestanding tent that's starting to take form. Make sure it's over my footprint. And now we're going to go to these small clips in the side. I don't know if you can see that there. And those clips will simply snap on to the tent poles. And as you snap these on, your tent really starts to take form. Under the tent, we still have the footprint. This has a toggle on it, and they've given you a little spot right here to toggle into. So, whoops, we'll take that work that toggle through and do that on all sides. That'll keep my footprint right under me should anything shift in the wind. Now this mesh is great breathable protection from bugs and stuff, but let's get the rain fly on, which will keep us out of the weather. The wind, the cold, and the rain, of course. We've got the blue corner. I know that blue corner is going to go down here, which is kind of nice on the Kelties, I gotta say. Take my rain fly and throw it over. Line it up these corners. Center it. This is going to be my door. Door's in the right place. And clip it in. On this one, we have buckle clips with tensioners. Line it up. Take the buckle clip to the matching buckle clip on this tent. Sometimes it'll be a different type of connector, but it's going to do the same thing. And get those on all four sides. Our tent is taking shape, of course, and is pretty much all set up. What we have now, before I even get to stakes, is something that we can move around with the footprint clipped in, the fly clipped on. We can position that however we want for the door to be on the back side of the windy side or whatever we're looking for. But we just have some staking to do. This particular tent comes with some shepherd hook stakes that will then go out and in at about a 45-degree angle. The trick to really setting up a tent is getting these stakes here to do a 45. So let me show you an easy way to do that. So we have our shepherd hook stakes, and we'd go to one corner, stake that in. I do stakes at an angle, and then this will come all the way so that the ground is basically right there. I mean, that stake will just be showing the hook over it. Once we've got that one done, then we would come over to the other side and just pull on this one until it's at a 45-degree angle, and that's at a 45-degree angle going away from the tent. So we have this straight square here going like this, and this is going to come off at a nice 45. And that'll be a good pitch for your tent, keeping it taut on all sides. Go around, do the other two, making them a 45 from this one to that one and that one to that one, and you're done. Easy peasy. One of the things that's nice about a tent that has a lot of mesh is that on the head side, I can open this tent up and it's ready for rain, but I can see the stars, it's nice and breezy, and when the rain comes, I get out of the tent, pull this down, clip it in, tighten it up by pulling my ties, and ready to go. This is your vestibule for the tent, and your other door, which can also be pinned up and out of the way. It can roll, whoops, show you that, roll up and toggle in here for your door, and then, whoops, you've got your inner door here. Now this would of course still be staked out like this, giving you plenty of room right here for your shoes, your backpack, and whatnots. Two zippers, so I can actually have this closed and let a little air out by just undoing this zipper a little bit. So it gives me lots of options. And then you have the inner tent door with the bug netting that can also roll and toggle out of the way. And I've got plenty of room inside. If it's a real windy night, this particular tent has little pockets for some guy lines here. And these guy lines would come out. Most tents will just have loops that it can guy line to, but this line then can come out and it will go at a 45-degree angle away from the tent, and this will hold it down further in the wind. Of course, a tent like this is designed to stay on the ground when the wind's blowing over it because it's that dome shape, and the poles can take a lot of abuse, even going flat to the ground and popping back up in the wind. It's a great design, and that's why the dome tent has become a standard.